I'm scared. I've booked a 100-mile race, which is way bigger than anything I've ever done before. So today I'm going to run you through my plan, and if you've got a race in the diary that's scaring you, hopefully this helps you too. Let's get into it. I'm following a running plan written by the authors of 80/20 Running, and it's hosted in the app Training Peaks. 80/20 Running have 3 levels of plan for 100 miles, and I've chosen the second level, and that feels about right for me. Last year I followed a plan written by the authors of Uphill Athlete, again through Training Peaks. Both plans look fairly similar, and the authors of the books have similar philosophies about how to train for endurance events. I just like to learn from different people so that hopefully I get better at sharing this information for you guys. You may know this already, but 80 stands for 80% of my running is going to be slow, so zone 1, zone 2 stuff, and then 20% of my running is going to be higher intensity and hill efforts and things like that. I won't be following the plan completely because I'm also going to be using races as part of my training. So my first race is in March, and that's a 50-miler. I'm doing the Chester 50. I must go into that race respecting it. I chose it because it's got low levels of elevation gain, so hopefully low risk of injury, but that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. The terrain at the moment in the UK is so muddy and boggy, so 50 miles in wet, muddy terrain could actually be very difficult. In May, I've got Ultra Trail Snowdonia, the 50k, and I'm doing that again because I did it last year and loved it so much. That was the first race that I booked for this year, and had I known that I was going to be doing the 100 just 4 weeks later, I probably wouldn't have booked it. Running in the mountains does bring risk of injury, but hopefully the way I'm thinking about it is if I take it relatively easy, then 4 weeks after UTS last year, I actually felt amazing. All of the physiological changes had kicked in and I felt really fit and strong. Plus, mentally, you feel really robust once you've been running in the mountains. You feel tough, like anything is possible. Southdown's Way 100, that's a hilly but not mountainous race. So once I've been in Snowdonia, anything should feel easy, and mentally I'll be ready for the 100. I also need to stay strong, and strength training is going to be a key element of my plan. Something I regret about last year is not doing enough strength training before UTS. You need to be strong to trudge up those hills. You also need to be strong to deal with all the twists and turns and falls and to prevent injury. And all of that is going to be magnified in the 100. Even though it's not as technical as running in the mountains, the sheer scale of it means that strength will help keep your running efficiency, it will help keep your posture as you fatigue, and it will reduce the risk of injury and hopefully keep you going throughout the whole event. I must admit, I have struggled fitting in the strength training as my running volume has increased, and I've got to fit it around work and kids and life. So what I'm experimenting with at the moment is condensing my strength training into just 2 20-minute routines that I can do at home with very little equipment. Obviously, once I've figured it out, I'm going to share that with you guys as well. I'm nearly there, but I'm just figuring out the last little pieces of the puzzle. But hopefully that will make it easier to fit in, and I must not neglect it. Recovery is going to be a big focus. My Christmas present was a new ice bath, which I've got in the garden, and I absolutely love it. I'm using it every single day. I've used it every day since Christmas, and I'm definitely noticing low-level niggles that I'd had have just disappeared now, so I think it's working. I've also got a red lamp, a photobiomodulation lamp, and that's an evidence-based thing to help improve recovery, and personally I really rate it. I use it on all my niggles and they seem to get better pretty quickly. And then obviously I'll be foam rolling and mobilizing just at the end of the day watching telly. Last year I really focused on sleeping, and as the training volume increased, I had no problem going to bed at 8 p.m, 8:30 p.m. if I needed to. I would just listen to my body and give in to tiredness at the end of the day if I needed to, sometimes sleeping 10 and a half hours after long runs or a full week. It really did feel like a superpower, so I'm going to use that strategy this year. Must not get addicted to any Netflix binge series and go to bed early because that just helps replenish the body. And the other thing that helps recover is calories. There has been a link to not being fueled enough and then increasing your risk of injury. So eating more as my training volume increases is essential. I don't follow a particular diet plan. I just cook fresh, eat mostly plant-based. I do have meat though, and now I'm eating a lot. If you have any specific videos that you'd like me to make throughout the training plan, comment below. And if you have a race that you're signed up to that feels scary to you, comment below and let me know. It'd be good to go on this journey together and have a great year of good training, epic races, and be nice and active and healthy. So until next time, have a healthy and a happy week.